welcome! My name is Jocelyn and today we are doing a Shop My Stash for the month of September. I am in a new location. If you have not heard, I have moved, so this is my first Shop My Stash in my new kind of beauty room. I haven't really had a beauty room before. My vanity and all of my makeup items used to be in my bedroom, but now we kind of have a whole room for filming and beauty related items, at least for now. We'll see what this room develops into, but for now we have my vanity, we have my Alex drawers, and all of my makeup. So Shop My Stash, if you're not familiar, is where I go through my makeup collection and pull things out to use for the following month, so you can see what items I will be using through the month of September. This is a great way to circulate through your collection, make sure you have eyes on everything in your collection and nothing goes stagnant for too long. I really love doing this. I think it's super helpful and very fun. I do have my beauty box right over here that we will be filling up with new and fun and exciting items. You can kind of see that it's a little bit bare right now, so I already pulled out the things that I want to put back in my collection, and then we'll be filling it up with new fun things, some actually new things that I've received or purchased recently, and I'll show you those. So I will go through my collection with you, we'll pull some things out, I'll fill up my beauty box, and then just kind of talk through what it looks like for the month of September. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The cats even have their very own jungle gym in my beauty room. How adorable is Felix? All right, so this is our first drawer. This is my foundations, concealers, primers, and powder drawer. I have a handful of new foundations, I have one new concealer, and I guess that's it from this drawer, but let's go ahead and get started. I do want to pull a different primer in. This is my measly little primer drawer. I just have 2 deluxe size samples and a full size primer in here. So I think I want to actually go ahead and pull in this Smashbox Photo Finish primer. Out of all of the primers that I've tried in the last couple years, this one has become a steady favorite of mine. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this in to use, and then I am going to bring in this other powder. I only really have 2 powders in my collection right now. I have this Hourglass one, and then I also have a Too-Faced one, I believe. So I'm kind of running low on powders, so I'm kind of just circulating through these 2. So we're gonna bring this one in. And then in terms of foundation, I do, as I mentioned, have a couple of new ones. The first one is this Kevyn Aucoin foundation. I received this recently from Octoly along with another product that I'll show you in a minute, but I'm really excited about this. This is their foundation balm, and I've heard really good things about it, and this is what the inside looks like. I have swatched it a little bit, as you can see, but I have not actually used this. I want to do some kind of wear test with this foundation. Just, I don't know, it could be a favorite, who knows, but I'm going to bring this into use since I have not used it yet, but I do want to use it either in a wear test or tutorial or get ready with me type of video. And then I also have these 2 foundations over here. I did film a foundation review and wear test of this foundation. I'm not sure if it's up on my channel yet. It might go up right after this video, but this is the Ofra Absolute Cover Foundation. They sent me 4 shades, but these 2 shades are the only ones that work for me. So I have the shades 0.25 and 0.5. So the other 2 shades I have put to the side to see if any of my friends want them, but these 2 I think will work for me. I used 0.5 in my wear test, and then I think 0.25 will do a little better for me in the winter time. So with that being said, I do want to bring in the shade 0.5 to try out some more, because I only wore it, I think, that one time for that wear test, and I haven't really gotten any other use out of it. So I want to pull this in to use. It does have a pump applicator, as you can see, and I did like it during that first wear test. Just kind of a bit of a spoiler, there's only so much that you can say about a foundation when you've worn it once and done a 1-day wear test. So I want to bring this in to get some more use out of it. And then I have one other foundation in my beauty box still, so I think that's going to do it for foundations. Now, in terms of concealers, I do have one concealer still in there, but if you caught my Sephora sale haul, you might recognize this little guy right here. This is the RMS Beauty Uncover Up foundation and concealer in the shade 11.5. I have been using this on and off. I did throw it back into my kind of full collection here though, just so I could kind of show you that I'm going to be using this a lot in the month of September, or trying it out using it a lot in the month of September, so I can get a feel for it, because I'd like to get my Sephora haul product reviews out sooner rather than later. In case you're curious, this is what the inside looks like. It looks very similar to that Kevyn Aucoin foundation balm. All right, and that is actually going to to do it for this drawer. All right, moving on to my blushes, bronzers, highlighters, and face palette drawer. So I'm not going to be pulling any bronzers in because I'm working on 2 bronzers and 2 different project pans. So the last thing I need to do is add another bronzer in. I do need to add some blushes though, but I'm not totally sure if I want to bring a blush palette or a single blush. So let's start with highlighters, I think. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Oh, I almost forgot this right here. This is another thing that I picked up during the Sephora sale. This is the Natasha Denona Super Glow Extreme Shine Crystal Highlighting Powder. I have not tried this yet. Let me take it out of the box. So this is what the actual packaging looks like. So, so pretty. And then here is what the inside looks like. Oh, I'm so excited to try this. And then I think that I want to also bring in this Kaja Mochi Glow highlighter. It's been a little bit of time since I've used it, so I want to bring this in to use. This is in the shade Toy Alien. That is going to do it for highlighters. Okay, blushes. Let me move this out of the way since that's a bronzer. I do have blushes in here. I have blushes in here and in here. I think I want to bring in these 2 products. So let's talk about this one first. This is the Ciate London blush in the shade In Too Deep. It is a very kind of lavender toned shade, if I can get it open. Oh, this is what the inside looks like. So it is a lavender toned shade with some gold highlight in it. It's a really, really pretty blush and I think perfect for this time of year. So I'm going to bring this in to use. So that's a more lavender toned, pinky toned blush. So I also want to bring something warm toned in. Or do I want to bring this in? I'm kind of changing my mind. I'm not going to pull this in. I haven't used this Tarte blush palette in quite a while and there's a lot of shades in there that I'm feeling very attracted to. So I'm going to go ahead and put this Jouer blush back and I'm going to pull this Tarte blush in. This is the Blush Bazaar Amazonian Clay blush palette. This was a holiday special. I don't think, was it last year? It might have been last year. Oh, no, I think it was the year before that. So I got it a couple years ago and I really, this is like one of my favorite products in my collection. I absolutely adore this palette. It works so, so well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this in. Okay. So I think that's going to do it for this drawer. All right, so next we have my palette drawer. I mentioned earlier that I had one more thing that was from Kevyn Aucoin. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but both of the Kevyn Aucoin products were sent to me by Octoly and of course Kevyn Aucoin for review. I have not reviewed them yet though, so that review is coming, but I just wanted to give you the heads up that I did not purchase these. They were sent to me for free for review. But the other Kevyn Aucoin product is this one right here. This is one of their eyeshadow palettes. This specific one is the As Seen In palette and it comes with 5 eyeshadows and a glitter shadow. It's kind of a bulky packaging, so that's not that great, but if I open it up, this is what the inside looks like. They had a handful of different color schemes available on the Octoly website. They had a more bronzy one, a more smoky one, and I think a more rose gold one maybe, or maybe this was the rose gold one. It definitely is more purpley than I was expecting, but I really, really, really like this color palette in here. I think it's so, so pretty. So we have 3 matte shades and then 2 kind of shimmer satin shades, and then this, oh my gosh. So this is the cream foil eyeshadow in the shade rose gold. So I'm actually gonna swatch this real fast for you because I was just so excited when I swatched this. Okay, so this is what comes with, like a doe foot kind of applicator, very similar to the Stila liquid eyeshadows. I don't know if that picks up super well, but oh my gosh, it just is so stinking stunning. I love this shade so much. So I'm really, really excited to play with this and these shadows. I haven't tried any eyeshadows from Kevyn Aucoin before, but I've heard really good things about them. And so I was really excited to get approved for this Octoly item. This is one of their Emphasize Eye Design palettes. Okay, now that we have that one done, I want to pull in, I think 3 more palettes, maybe 2. I do think I want to bring first and foremost this palette in right here. This is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. This is what the inside looks like. It's been quite a while since I've played around with this palette and I feel like I want to get in there and play around with it. I'm just really feeling these kinds of tones and these kinds of colors. So we're going to bring this in to use and I'm really, really excited about that. Next, I think I want to bring bring in, yep, I want to bring this in. This is the Blushing Berries palette by Dose of Colors. This is what the inside looks like. I think this is stinking gorgeous, and I love these shadows. I mean, you can see in here already that there's quite a bit of kickback on these shadows, but they blend and work on the eye so well, and I love them. So I'm feeling, again, these kind of warm toned berries, and I'm gonna, yep, very, very excited about this. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I think I want to bring two more palettes in. So the first one I want to bring in is the Saharan 2 by Juvia's Place palette. This is what the inside looks like. I swatched both of these blue colors and just was like, yeah, you know what? I'm feeling this. I want to bring this in. So we're going to bring this in, and then I also want to play around with the Original Naked palette. I've neglected this palette quite a bit in my collection. You can see on the inside, it looks like it's hardly been touched, and I'm ready to like really dive deep into this. I know some people don't like the Naked formula, but I do. I'm a big fan of the Naked formula, and this is just like a really easy palette to use, I think, for the work week, which I have 5 days out of the week, so I'm excited to bring this in. And that is gonna do it for palettes. All right, moving into the first drawer in my Muji drawer system. This is my single shadow drawer. I am working on, if you're not familiar with my channel, I am working on all of my Super Shock shadows, panning them in a project pan this year, so we're not gonna pull any of those in, but I do wanna pull this one Morphe shadow in. This is one of their pressed pigments in the shade The Afterglow. It did shatter quite a bit, so I have to be careful when I use it, but it is a really, really pretty shade, so I'm gonna bring this in. So I don't think that there's any more of these that I wanna pull in, so we're just gonna bring that one in and then call it good for this drawer. All right, moving into my first lip drawer. This has got, I think, all liquid lipsticks except for this one Kaja lipstick, which is kind of just, I don't really know what it is. It's kind of a lip stain, but the rest of these are all liquid lipstick type of products. I guess this is a blotted lip, whatever. I think the first one I want to bring in is in fact this ColourPop Ultra Blotted Lip. This is in the shade Soda Pop. Really, really like this color, and I really like this formula too, so we're gonna bring that in. I also want to pull in this ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip. This is in the shade Frickin' Frack. It's one of my favorite warm toned ultra satin lips and just kind of warm toned products in general, so we're gonna bring this in. Oh, you know what, we're also gonna bring in this one Ofra liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Bal Harbour. It is one of their long lasting liquid lipsticks. This is just a deluxe size sample, but I really like this color and this formula. Although it's not my favorite liquid lipstick formula, I do like it, so we're gonna bring this in to use, and I think that's gonna be it for this drawer. All right, next we have kind of a fun drawer because we have two new products in here. They're the two still in boxes. So the first is this Bite lip gloss. I did haul this recently in my Sephora VIB sale haul. This is one of Bite's French press lip glosses in the shade Dirty Chai. Let me go ahead and take it out of the box. This is what it looks like. It is such a pretty warm toned lip gloss. I don't have too much experience with lip glosses, but I've heard really great things about these specifically. So I picked one up during the sale and I'm really excited to try it out. And then finally we have this Huda Beauty lipstick. This is one of her Power Bullet matte lipsticks in the shade Joyride. This is what the packaging looks like. So pretty. Oh my gosh. I think it is just such beautiful packaging. And then here is the bullet inside. Such a cool, I love the geometric shape of the bullet. Just very excited about this product. I like that it's super cool toned. Just really cool shade. Very excited about trying this out. And then is there anything else in here that I want to pull in? I'm gonna go ahead and bring in this little Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. This is the lipstick in Pillow Talk. I used this a lot earlier this summer, but you know what? I want to bring it back in. I need just a shade I can kind of throw on, and this is a really good option for that. So we're gonna bring this little bad boy in, and I think that's gonna do it for this drawer. I have one more small drawer to go, and then we will put everything into my beauty box. Finally, we have this last drawer that just has my glitters in it. I think I want to pull in, I know I want to bring in this one right here. I think this is Kitten. Yeah, this is the Stila Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadow in the shade Kitten. A really, really pretty soft pink kind of ivory color, so we're gonna bring her in. And then I think I want to bring in this one right here. I think this is Smoldering Satin. Yeah, Yeah, I want to bring this in. So this is, I think this is the same. No, this might be a Glitter and Glow. Yeah, this is the Glitter and Glow eyeshadow by Stila in the shade Smoldering Satin. This one's getting a little old in my collection, so I want to play around with it and see if it's still even good. And then I think that's going to do it from this little section right here. All right, so now that I have all of my picks, I'm going to move the camera a little bit so I can show you me putting all of the picks into my beauty box, and then kind of just show you and walk through some of the other things that I kept in there that are rollovers from last month. There's not really too many things to chat about, but there is just a couple. Alright, so this is kind of how everything is set up right now. If you're familiar with my channel, then you might know that I have a really big palette organizer, but it took up so much space, and I felt like sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. Right now, I don't want to use it, so I'm not using it. I'd like to find something else to put my palettes in that's not so big and bulky, that kind of keeps them like this, but in or on something and not just freestanding like this. This is my lipstick organizer. We are missing some lipsticks. I don't really remember what used to go in here. I'm actually missing quite a few of, not missing, but a lot of these are elsewhere. This doesn't really fit anywhere. It doesn't fit up here. It's a little bit too snug. And then apparently it also doesn't fit in my usual lipstick organizer. So that's a little bit frustrating. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Maybe I'll just stick it somewhere else, maybe in here. Good enough. Up here, I do have a couple of Project Pan lip products in here, as well as a rollover from last month. These two eyeshadows are in a Project Pan, and this is my Stila Kitten eyeshadow that I always keep in here, and then the one eyeshadow we brought in, and then of course the two glitters we brought in. This next drawer over here almost never changes, except I almost forgot. I also recently picked up a new one of the Kaja Trio stacks in the shade Glowing Guava. I've always had, not always, but I've had Rosewater and Orange Blossom in my collection for a long time, but I recently picked up this one right here. Again, it's Glowing Guava, and it has two matte shades, unlike their original formulas. We have a matte shade on top, a matte shade on bottom, and then in the middle there is a really beautiful glitter shade. So really excited to have this and play around with this. But other than that, this section hasn't really changed too much, except I did recently purchase a new mascara. Everything was packed and I was in desperate need of a new mascara, and I really don't have that many. I think I only have like 2 deluxe size samples of mascaras, so I went ahead and picked up the Essence Lash Princess mascara. Hands down one of my favorite mascaras, a really, really good one. So that one's kind of new from the last time I did my Shop My Stash. Moving down, these sections look pretty different. So we added these 3 products right here, these 2 over here in Project Pans, and here these, let's see, this BB cream, this concealer down here, and then this foundation are all rollovers, but everything else in here is all new, so that's very exciting. And then finally, the last drawer, these 2 sprays are always in here, but we did add the powder, the blush palette, and then I went ahead and put this Kevyn Aucoin eyeshadow palette in here just because it fit, and I figured why not put it in here as opposed to over here. And then as you can see, of course, I have my eyeshadow palettes over here. I do have the Shade and Light Kat Von D palette that I am project panning. This Too Faced palette I'm also project panning, as well as the Naked 3 palette, so that's why those 3 palettes are over here, and then the other 4 are over here. I also have the Storybook Charlie and the Chocolate Factory palette still on my desk to do a palette bingo with, so if you caught my Shop My Stash last month and haven't seen that palette bingo yet, It is coming. I just ran out of time to film it before I moved and just haven't had time to film it since I've moved. So it is still coming at some point. This will be my palette bingo this month. That is happening. And it also, I put it on the other side of my desk just because it's kind of bulky and didn't quite look very good with these palettes. So it's over on the other side. All right, and there you have it. There is my Shop My Stash for the month of September. I hope you are excited to see me use some of these products in upcoming videos. If you have any video ideas you want to see using any of the products that I showed and mentioned in my video, please let me know down in the comments below. I am very interested to hear your thoughts. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe for more content from me, don't forget to do so before you go. All of those buttons are down below, and I think that is all of the content I have for you today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.